Just high or just shy of the 5,000 pound mark, the 22RR Grey Wolf travel trailer, toy hauler, standard body size crossover here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, back for another great successful season. This is the definition of crossover, because if it didn't have that ramp door on the back, which obviously does put it squarely within the realm, I guess you could say, of toy hauler, because that's kind of the defining trait, it has a normal, great couples camper layout. It's really just a good rear dinette couples camper with a nice kitchen. We've got a private walk-around front bed. We've got a nice private bathroom. All of that's travel accessible. The kitchen's great. Fantastic storage in there with a really big floor-to-ceiling pantry and just a large rear seating area. Frankly, this is a good model even if you're not looking to haul toys in it. It just gives you the ability to load huge cargo. Also, this one's really great for things other than just like a motorcycle or an ATV. If you've got stuff like kayaks or bikes, these are perfect. And you don't need a massive vehicle to tow them. Now, what's kind of cool here is this extra large, 8-foot wide, like 6 adult seating dinette in the back. You can convert this thing into a number of different configurations. Like I said, if you don't plan on even hauling toys, this RV is going to work really well for you. And one of the things that it offers is a great, like 2 adult-sized guest sleeping area. Or you can fold that up from sleeper mode, and you can see that free-floating dining table on that heavy-duty, really stable elliptical base, which also has little adjustable foot pegs, by the way. So if you do want to like take that outside for picnic time, you can always make sure that table's not going to rock and roll around on you without having to, like, you know, shove napkins or something under the feet. But again, you have a very comfortable 6 adult sleeper here. So this is a great couples camper with weekend sleep space for some adult-sized guests, making it pretty good like for buddy camping. Or frankly, you can invite the neighbors over at your new campsite, play some cards, have some food here, and really have a great old time. And here's a little better look at the free-floating table mechanism. It's on a nice heavy-duty elliptical base, like I said. So it's very sturdy, very stable when you set it up. But it's also not really hard to move, and you can fold it down. You don't have to take it out the ramp door either. When you fold it down, you could also run it right out the main entry door. Now, to load your toys, obviously, you've got these folding benches in the back. You've got a pair of support feet that just kind of fold in to get them out of the way. And one thing I like to point out here is they do jut out a little bit, so you want to plan on about 8 or 9 inches on either side of the RV when you're loading. But typically, most of the time for the use people have, like I said, if you're just going to use this for bikes and kayaks, you may not even need to use either of them. You just kind of fold them up as you need to, when and if you need to. Although, of course, being a hauler, we do want to take a minute to examine the whole garage area. So I've flipped both benches up. You can see those recessed D-rings all the way up, actually, to just in front of the refrigerator. So they give you maximum loading space there. And for a total idea on how much loading space you have, here are some quick measurements. Now, across from the campside bench, you would have TV hookups. If you choose to add a TV, it could slap against the wall right up there where that bracket is. But what's kind of cool is the bracket that they give you is actually very multifunctional. If you want to install a TV on this, you can actually just quick release the whole TV. You install the TV onto this guy, and then you can slide it outside, inside, kind of a little bit wherever you want. Now, I mentioned that this one had some great pantry space. Check this out. Show me a 22-foot toy hauler that has pantry space like that, and I'll show you just another copy of the 22RR Grey Wolf. This is an absolutely stellar feature right here. Something I think is one of the best, like, living-oriented facets of this floor plan, because what I like is it's not just large, but it's wide and easy access. Now, it's deep enough if you want to throw a box of cereal in there. You absolutely could, but the fact is, you know, you can get into that no sweat. You're not ever like going armpit deep to get to your stuff. We've got our gas, electric, travel, and friendly fridge freezer over here. Right above, we have a couple things. You can see all LED lighting, which most trailers have. There are still a couple cutthroat cheap brands that aren't doing that, but most brands are LED interiors at least. A nice skylight with a shade, by the way, so you don't feel like an ant under a magnifying glass, but it will help bring in some extra light into here. You also have central air in a smaller trailer. And a lot of the trailers that have become Grey Wolf toy hauler clones have non-centralized air ducting. So that is a key feature to point out. Another thing is, you notice that heat vent against the side of that kitchen cabinet below that stove, that black circular thing on the right-hand side. This doesn't have floor vented heating, because especially running in bicycles, dragging in kayaks, or loading a motorcycle or whatever, you don't want to run those over a floor vented heat duct. You'll just smash those things right up, you know. Now up top, we've got a partial stainless appliance bundle, and I do love the very sharp, modern, angular look of that stovetop venting hood right there above that backsplash. We've got all hardwood cabinet door frames, and notice how much lighting they have going on in just the kitchen area. You've got 4 overheads, you know, 2 all the way at the ceiling, 2 below the cabinet line, to really maximize some light and visibility. Now you see that sink cover that I just have perched on top of those lower cabinet doors? That is countertop flush, and it along with the flush mount stovetop creates some decent prep space in a camper that otherwise has very little. In the upper right corner, or pardon me, left corner right now, to the left of the faucet, you see that black power outlet. That's one of the benefits of a wood-constructed sidewall. You can mount power outlets in the kitchen just about anywhere you want, which makes it far, far more appliance-friendly. And how about this big, beautiful, skirted stainless sink right here? That is just an absolute thing of beauty. And like I said, you've got a fitted one-piece heavy-duty sink cover right there. If you really need to maximize how much prep space you need, you can actually do a pretty decent job in here. Now down below, you notice on the left we've got a pair of full plywood box drawers, and they do give you a little wastebasket space below. It's not the largest, because you see there's some heat ducting and some plumbing running back there, but the fact is they didn't just panel it off and waste it, as I have seen done quite often in the RV business. They actually opened it up and let you do something with it. I also thought you'd like to get a nice look at the kitchen without all the cabinets all wide open, because it does have a very nice daytime eye appeal going on with it. One of the things that I really like is the bevel glass inserts they put in those cabinet doors. It gives it a little bit of shape and character. Another thing that's just really impressive, like when you look at the paneling here, you see how the light kind of reflects off it? It sure looks like it's got a textured wood grain to it, but it doesn't. It's just a really high definition print, to the tune that I've seen this thing now for almost a year, and I still touch it thinking, did they finally change over? Because gosh darn it, it really looks, I mean, it has all the feel. A thing that they're really good on in Cherokee RVs is putting these big windows here, like in the bedroom and the hallway, always letting a lot of light through. And they will have, if you notice, like if you really need to blot out the sun because it's hot or you want privacy, you can partition and privatize all that. Now, a good feature here is when the RV's loaded, and you've got, you know, stuffed toys packed all the way up here through the kitchen area, you see the entry door in proximity to the bathroom. You can always get to the bedroom and bathroom in this, so it's always going to be travel stop friendly, and frankly, the refrigerator's not too far away either. One of the first things I want to look at here in the bathroom is the larger vent fan, really reminiscent of something like a Rockwood RV. That larger max air vent fan produces so much more airflow, and it's the reason these doors are slotted up top. So that if you want to leave a bedroom window open and you want to leave this fan on, the heat from your body existing and from you breathing will rise up, get sucked through the door, exhausted out here, and fresh, cool air will get recycled in through the side breeze window. Pretty cool. Cherokees have done this for years. These massive, oversized medicine cabinets and vanities, so you actually have, I mean, way more enough room for things like toothbrushes and shavers and whatnot. And hey, wouldn't you know it, a GFI protected outlet to be able to run those things right next to that big extra large sink. Something I didn't talk about in the kitchen, and I should have, is whether it's here in the bathroom, in the kitchen, or that picnic table that floats around, you have all sealed edge counters. So that if you splash water around there, the countertop isn't going to get swollen and damaged as a result. Now remember, we have no heat ducts in the flooring, so you know, this is a very, you know, easy, clean, friendly bathroom. But take a look at this. Like I said, this is very easily misconstrued as entry level. But when you start looking at the equipment package, like a giant radius shower with a huge skylight and that max air vent fan, you start going, huh? Yeah, no, I see what you mean. It's a sleeper. It's a sneaky, well-equipped couples camper that just happens to have a ramp on the back. And there's 100 reasons why Cherokee is and has been the most successful thing at Forest River now. The Cherokee family is the single top selling thing from all of Forest River. They're the #2 selling trailer overall in the market and growing like weeds. It's just incredible. So the bedroom up here, it's small. It's simple, but it's also nice. Like, we don't just have an overhead shelf. We have a full cabinet. We have, dual individually controlled overhead reading lights. We've got a overhead, general light for the bedroom, of course. We have TV hookups over here against the wall. And again, that bracket I showed you in the living room could float in here. So you could add one TV to this camper that could go in multiple zones. They make the bedroom look and feel a little bit nicer, brighter, lighter by mirroring those hanging wardrobe closets. And notice that on not one, but both sides of the bed, we've got large stands with both household and USB plugs. So these are very CPAP friendly, heated blanket friendly, phone charger friendly, and that extra large window over here on the campsite helps you keep an eye on that raccoon that's sifting through your trash out on your campsite at about 1:12 in the morning. Hitting us right up front here is that good color package, and along with that is something that's easily missed, and that is their extra thick painted aluminum nose sweep up front here. So basically the whole nose of this thing is kind of like diamond plate. Now you see traditional diamond plate at the bottom, but that whole front nose skin is like at least twice as thick as the sidewall aluminum. It's a much, much thicker metal, so that the whole nose is basically ding repellent. Power awning, power tongue jack, those are pretty standard fare on a lot of campers, so I'm not going to belabor those points too much. I do like to point out an easily missed feature here, though, on a Grey Wolf is the integrated A-frame. That's something we see a lot on our Jayco RVs here at Haylitz, although they don't really make anything like this. Grey Wolf, really, there's a lot of brands that make these 8-foot wide travel trailer toy hauler crossovers. You can thank Grey Wolf for it. They're the ones that proved it was a very good market segment. But that integrated A-frame, it keeps the whole body of the camper down lower to the ground. So that's another feather in this one's towability cap, in addition to the shorter length and the manageable roughly 5,000 pound weight sticker. We do like to build these with the optional enclosed holding tanks just to give you a little bit of extra protection, but I want to take a little bit of a greater second above the sewer outlet here to point out this little convenience center. So all of our hookups are right here. You know, you've got our fresh water, our cable. We've got our black flush, which is nice, as well as a hot, cold outside shower. But you've also got a separate outdoor courtesy light, so that if you do need to get to your tanks at night, you have a full, nice, bright LED light right here where you can see what you're doing. Although, you want to make sure that you turn that off so you don't disrupt the neighbors, because complaints about lights are actually the single #1 complaint at campground. So, flick it on when you need it, off when you don't. What's nice is they give you a separate switch just for that light, so you can control that independently for, individual control. Easy to miss feature down here right behind those tires, you have a little sewer hose caddy on the right hand side, and that's great to keep your sewer stuff away from your drinking water stuff, because you don't want those two things to mingle. Shocking how often I see that on trade-ins. Do not put your black tank hose and your freshwater hose in the same tote, guys. That's a bad idea. The good looking mag wheels here, and a neat little thing, they've got tire pressure indicators on their valve stems. It's not a massive thing, it's not like it's an expensive thing, but it is an extremely helpful thing, so that at a glance, if you see that nozzle there is green, well, then your air pressure in your tires is good. If you see it flip to red, then you know, without even grabbing the tire gauge and taking the time to check and just walking past going, oh crap, I gotta put some air in my tires before I hit the road here. That could save you a blowout. We are looking at the Ramp Patio Party Deck upgrade package we've applied to this one here, and again, being the trailblazer that they are, Grey Wolf was the first of these 8-wide crossovers to offer this feature, and really they are so popular and successful that a lot of the bigger laminated trailers had not yet adopted this feature, or Ramp Patio package, and buyers said, well, if a less expensive Grey Wolf can do it, why can't you? And it kind of forced the hand of a lot of these bigger trailer brands. So just like it's big brother, sister, cousin, whatever you want to call it, the Wolf Pack, which is an extended member of the Cherokee family, you have your full width ramp door, which is a nice thing. These Grey Wolves used to have narrow doors, now they have full width doors, and it makes the whole RV look and feel bigger in patio mode like we see it right now, but it also allows for easier in out of whatever big widget toy you might have, or frankly, even if you're just dragging those kayaks up and down that gate. There is a roll down patio screen wall. If you notice that sort of thing rolled up at the top there, looking like a big old black burrito. Of course, I might just be hungry. And above that, there is an outside camera prep, the little Darth Vader helmet sticking off the back of this thing. So if you do want to throw those Furrion cameras on the back, we have those on the shelf here at Haylett RV. We can help make that happen for you. A neat addition recently here, they started adding the leash latches to these little Cherokees in those rear corners. You see that little sticker right there. So if you do want a place to kind of tie Fido up, it's maybe a little bit of a Fido saver to keep the dog from getting too hot inside, being able to be outside with you, get some fresh air. Under that power patio awning, we do have outside TV hookup. So if you choose to add a screen to this thing, you slap her right here against the wall. Now what's cool is you've got LED awning lighting, but you've also got matching indirect lighting behind those speakers as well. It's not super bright, but it's just kind of that extra little fun flair and thing for your patio system. We do have an anti-slam entry door. Once again, the Cherokee family was one of the first to adopt that feature, as well as that larger handle and those really awesome fold-down MORryde stable steps with those adjustable foot pegs, so that these steps can marry up to just about any campsite. And since the steps are holding the weight of the people walking in and out, it keeps the trailer from rocking and rolling around. Now, quick look through this big front storage compartment here. You might notice as we pan inside, just to the upper right of that compartment door, there is a solar prep plug for little, portable solar suitcase system. And obviously we've got plenty of room down in here for things like that. Or if you have a little outside portable picnic table, anything of that nature, these can get you done. We've got a fully walkable roof, 16-inch on-center roof trusses and wall studs, 5/8 tongue and groove plywood flooring, which most of that construction points are pretty common nowadays. But fact is, it gets the job done. It gets it done well. What you're getting here, guys, is you're getting the equipment loadout of a laminated, nice, fancy, lightweight trailer, but you're getting it at a conventionally constructed price point. But the thing is, a lot of times people go, yeah, but aren't those fiberglass ones, aren't they better? And the answer is no, they're different. The idea behind going to fiberglass is that you can usually save some weight, but this thing being already about 5,000 pounds, I think the weight of this is fine. All that fiberglass would do in this size of a camper is cost you a lot of extra money. And that's one of the cool things about a Grey Wolf. They're a high-level equipment package at what looks like an entry-level build point. They're a very sneaky product. They're a very, very well-equipped, well-appointed trailer. They're a bit of a sleeper. Once you really look into them, it's hard to compete. Like, we carry a lot of different brands here at Haylett RV, and I have brand managers from other major manufacturers call and say, how are they getting to their pricing with all that equipment? They just don't laminate the walls. Now, one type of construction is not better, stronger, weaker than the other. They're just different. They have different benefits. So save a bunch of money, maintain the good towability, and get a whole bunch of fun equipment that does not expire here on a Grey Wolf at Haylett RV, preferably. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.